No, you're still watching Ways. National Technology Day is observed every year on the 11th of May and has significant historical importance in India. Every year on this day, officials pay honor to India's scientists for their achievements. This day is commemorated as an achievement of India's technical advances since on the 11th of May 1998, when the country successfully tested nuclear weapons in Pokhran, India. The theme for the National Technology Day today is Integrated Approach in Science and Tech for Sustainable Future. Technology is always important. I don't know how we would be doing what we're doing today without technology. We are all on our phones checking on this, This would be a time where I would write letters to my grandfather. Now, if he were to be alive, probably we'll be doing FaceTime. My mom is doing FaceTime with her grandchildren. So technology can, it's made life really beautiful. At the same time, it's also revealed a lot of things because, again, if we want to go back to what we're going to talk about later on today, right? Technology and the advancement of the internet and all of that has also opened a whole new problem where people didn't even know they had. Yeah. You think, okay, I think I'm comfortable in my skin until you begin to, and you now realize that, oh no, you're not comfortable in your skin. So it has its ups, it has its downs. So, but I think the benefits far outweighs, so it's just finding a way to manage the downside of it. All right, so who are we starting with? Let me start with you, Alera. What's your news story?
Okay, so my news is from Kano. Kano teenager to die by hanging for burying nephew alive. A Kano State High Court proceeded over by Justice Usman Naaba has sentenced a 19-year-old man, Ibrahim Kahil, to death by hanging for killing his 5-year-old nephew, Hamad Ado. Khalid was convicted to court 2 counts of kidnapping and culpable homicide. Justice Nahab told that the prosecuted proved case beyond reasonable doubt that they consequently sentenced the convict to 14 years imprisonment for kidnapping, and now he's been sentenced to death by hanging for homicide. This is a very strange story. How would you kidnap your 5-year-old nephew and bury him alive? My goodness. To be honest, he's not mentally stable if you're really thinking about it, because nobody in his right frame of mind would do that. It's a very, very bizarre news, and my heart goes out to the mother of the 5-year-old that was killed. This is really crazy. We all have to be careful, whether family members or close relatives. You just have to pay attention to who is with your children, because you really never know. This is an uncle who is 19 years old burying a 5-year-old alive.
A lot of people are sick.
Gosh.
And it is the reason.
Do they need to have a reason?
No, I want to know the genesis of it, basically.
The news is actually on Punch newspaper, so I'm very certain that we can get more details on Punch.
Okay, Isi, your story.
Okay, my story is on minimum wage of our one and only teachers, Onyekuzi. So, as Norma usually calls me.
Yes.
Is on minimum wage. Primary school teachers shut down schools in Enugu State because they have not been paid their minimum wage or implementation of the minimum wage, which is the 30,000 naira minimum wage. And they called for the industrial action in Enugu last Monday, and this is for the mere reason of the fact that they have not been paid their salaries, or they have not implemented the 30,000 naira minimum wage. And look, we all know how the state of the country is currently. Inflation is on that increase. Everybody is complaining.
So how are they even surviving?
And yet they haven't been paid, or the 30,000. I even said 30 naira because
it's still nothing.
It's
30K.
It's pittance, It's nothing compared to the kind of way we live today and the cost of living in Nigeria today. So all primary schools currently in Enugu State are practically not
shut down.
not in operation. It has been shut down.
I think we'll need to talk about, because we had shelved that minimum wage. We'll need to talk about it, because Edo State government increased their minimum wage to 40,000, and you know,
so imagine,
even in my head, I'm thinking, really,
is this still even enough?
Is this enough? Again, with like you rightly said, EC, the economy is crazy.
Absolutely.
So I don't even know how people are coping.
Even if they were implementing it, first of all, I mean, look at this we're talking about 30,000 of how many years ago that they agreed to pay, and they've not been paid, let alone an additional
what is even happening now?
40,000.
Exactly.
No, Edo State is not owing. No.
How many? When did they talk about?
At least not
it?
that I'm aware of.
And now the cost of living has tripled.
Oh, gosh.
Absolutely.
So that means they should be talking about 90,000 naira, not even 30,000 naira.
Mama, your story.
Well, my story is about the president and his order for ministers with political ambition to resign. So the story goes that the president, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, has ordered all members of his cabinet and appointees vying for electoral offices to resign on or before May the 16th. The order came on today at the Federal Executive Council meeting, which was presided over by the president at the council chambers of the State House, Abuja. And the Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, disclosed this to the State House correspondents shortly after the meeting. So some of the cabinet members who were affected include the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, Niger Delta, Godswill Akpabio, Labor and Employment, Chris Ngige, Science and Technology and Innovation, Obunayono, and the Minister of State for Education, Emeka Nwajuba, who has already resigned.
Yeah, I just saw that.
And the Justice Minister and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami. So it's just interesting. Others include Minister of State, Mines and Steel, Uche Oga, who is also running for governorship position in Abia State, and the Minister of Women Affairs, Pauline Tallen, who declared her ambition to contest the senatorial seat in Plateau State. So it's just, I mean, it's unfolding as we're seeing that this is becoming even more interesting. Because, of course, last week we were talking about Emefiele, who is the CBN governor.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. It almost feels like old news now. You know, Emefiele, who is contesting the possibility of him vying for the presidential candidacy as a sitting CBN governor.
In fact, his own, I say his own. His own is even more scary. So today I had more information. You know, I was even concerned about the monetary part of his.
Absolutely.
You know, someone is controlling the entire purse of Nigeria. You know. Now, somebody now said again that CBN, I think it's the Kingsley Morale, one of the candidates,
he made a statement.
That CBN holds sensitive documentation. You understand? They hold it in trust for INEC. So you can't have somebody that is running
it's a
complete breach of trust.
So
you have to pick.
Right? So, I mean, it's interesting how these things are going. For the president himself, through the minister, Lai Mohammed, to come out and say, all of you must resign.
Did we need the president to give this ultimatum before we knew what was supposed to be done?
Part of the Civil Service Act. You are not supposed to be vying for.
These are people who know, who should know,
in government,
who should know the policies on ground. I mean, it's really interesting, and I'm really hoping that Nigerians are paying attention to what is going on. So when you want to vote, when you can only imagine the kind of people that are coming out to represent you, whether it's for their own selfish interests or they really have public service at heart. So we're looking at it. It's unfolding.
My story is linked to what we're talking about today. Tontoh Dikeh sends love note to Geneviev. She says that since the day you treated me like a younger sister and not a fan, nor a junior colleague, I knew I would love you forever. To know you is to deeply love you, Mama. So this was a message that Tontoh Dikeh had penned down when when the new after this news came out that she was battling mental health condition, and she shared the video. You know, that's the video she shared this morning. And I don't know if you can see that small hashtag at the top left corner of the video. It says mindfulness, and I think this is a very strong message. All right, so we're going to take a break now. When we come back from the break, we're going to be discussing mental health. It would really be nice if I could hear, you know, some of the people, whatever it is, and how you're dealing with it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.